Hello and welcome to Topham Chats, the show I chat to various members of the Rooster Teeth community. My guest this week is SpartanAsh. Hey Ash, how's it going?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well.
Cool.
It's only Wednesday and it's been a really long week already. I'm drained, entirely. But let's start as I always start. Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter?
I'm gonna say Achievement Hunter because, in terms of like finding rooster teeth and everything like that, it was actually an Achievement Hunter video that got me kind of into the whole thing. So I'm gonna say Achievement Hunter.
Okay, cool. So, which Achievement Hunter video was it then?
It was the very first Achievement Horse, which they don't do anymore, but it was the very first Achievement Horse video.
Ah, nice. I assume they were playing Halo in that?
Yes, they were.
Yeah. Okay, I haven't gone back and watched all of those.
They're very good.
Yeah, I know. I've seen. I think I saw from about 60 onwards, but
Oh, nice.
I just never thought, oh, I'll go back and check them all out. So, how long ago was that?
That was well, I had an old account originally. Then I forgot the password for it, so I just made up another one like a year later. So technically, I've been on the site for 4 years, but my current profile has only been for 3. So,
Cool.
but yeah, about 4 years or so.
Ah, wicked. That's just reminded me that the day this is coming out is my 7th year anniversary on the site. So I'm just like, oh Christ, it's been a while.
Nice.
Anyway, so where did you go from finding that horse video to the rest of the content? You're like, oh, let's take a look at what's on the rest of the channel and
Yeah.
explore from there, or did you?
Yeah, I mean, by then they were already like 20, maybe 30 episodes into Horse. So I kind of just found upon it. I just happened to be the first one. It was just them two just building really rubbishy things and just playing Horse, and it was funny as hell. And then I just did like a marathon of like all of them. And episode 20 is still my favorite. And then it was just like a natural progression to find out who they were and finding out their site. And then obviously they're attached to Rooster Teeth. And then I found Rooster Teeth. And then I found their content. And I was just like, oh, okay, cool. There's actually a lot more stuff here than I thought. And it literally just started like that, really. So, yeah.
Okay, cool. And then obviously you've gone back and you've been like, oh gosh, all this awesome stuff like Red versus Blue and things like that.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'd always heard about Red versus Blue prior anyway, because being a Halo fan, you can't not hear about Red versus Blue, and you're a big Halo fan. But I didn't really get into it until kind of when I had kind of the first profile that kind of disappeared. I watched like probably the first 2 seasons, I think, and yeah, and then kind of disappeared for a while, and then I came back to it, and now I own all current 11 seasons on Blu-ray. So yeah,
Cool. The 12 seasons out soon, isn't it?
it is. Yes,
Can't wait to get that.
it should be in the next week or so. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, that's why that reminded me that I probably should order that. Cool. So from the time that you joined the site to where we are now, where in that kind of scale did you start interacting with the community and doing things with other people around the place?
It probably wasn't until about a year later, after I created the second account, which is my main account now. Yeah, I was on the site because I didn't actively use my profile. I wasn't into putting journals up or anything like that. I was just purely there for the content, and I would say that's kind of more the case now at the moment. I'm not on the site a lot now, but that's mainly due to work and other projects going on.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Actually, that was something I was going to say. You've been a bit quiet on the site. Go ahead. I was just going to say I find it a little disconcerting, but I know that you're really busy anyway.
No, yeah, it's something. It's just kind of natural, really. I mean, I've been in. Well, it was a new job at the time, but I've been in my current job now for about 4.5 months. And that although it's part time, it does take a lot of my time on those days. And the other days, I'm either resting to gear up for the next day at work, or I'm doing recording stuff. So yeah, and I'd maybe squeeze in a journal once every week or two now, which used to be like every other day. So I'm nowhere near as prolific as I used to be. But that's just kind of the thing, and it kind of feels like now. I feel like now I'm back at the point where I was back then, where a lot of stuff kind of happens in the community. I kind of tend to miss it now because I'm just purely there for the content, because I haven't really got much time to kind of delve into as much stuff as I used to, which is a shame, but that's just the times that I live in now. So yeah,
definitely. Cool. So let's go on with that. How did you like start doing content? What really inspired you to make things, and where did you start with that, and how did you get to where you are now?
I mean, in terms of content creation, I started quite a while ago. I've had the Hobgoblins channel is my fourth YouTube channel at this point.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. I
Um,
know what happened there because I subscribed to your channel and it changed into the Hobgoblins. I was like,
yeah,
that's different.
yeah. That was it was a weird week that week. So
Yeah,
I planned to do a whole like rebirth of like my because I wanted to go back to what I was doing like years before, which is like just making videos by myself and just having fun with it. And the kind of whole thing that's kind of the whole thing where Free Life is Dead came from, although I don't really do it anymore. Or I actually don't do it anymore, um but yeah, and I liked. It's not the fact that I'm not saying I don't like wearing Remo. I do, but that's how I got started out. I did everything on my own. I did the editing on my own. I did the recording on my own. I did everything. And I was kind of used to that. I did that for years. I started out on Windows Movie Maker as my editor
yeah,
because that was free and it came with the laptop I had at the time.
yeah,
And at that point, I was just making. I wasn't even making gameplay videos because I didn't have the money. Although I was in a fairly well-paid job at the time, I didn't really have the money to uh, pay £200 on a capture card or a microphone like I do now, and everything like that. I've had to save up over time and get those things. And I also have better editing now. I have Adobe Premiere Elements 11, which at some point in the next few months I do plan to upgrade to 13. So my editing's come a long way since doing text-based and picture videos, which got a lot of interest back then, which was quite nice. To now where we're doing full blown gaming videos and speed arts and hopefully a machinima won't stop kicking me in the backside. Um, but yeah, so it's been a weird progression because I did things from doing things on my own and going from text to text based videos, which because I could only do that. I didn't have a microphone or anything. I went to gameplay stuff, and then I went to the group stuff with IMU, and now kind of scaled down a bit to the Hobgoblins, which is just me and Rima, which is a hell of a lot of fun. We've now got a recording schedule in place, which makes it a lot easier for both of us because obviously Rima's very busy working full time at the moment.
yeah.
So it's very hard to try and do something when both people are under pressure from like life, despite the fact we want to do these kind of things because it kind of relieves the stress of going through like the work and things like that. And we get to sit down a couple of times a week and record for a few hours a night and just have a laugh in the process. So we just finished up our first block of recording in a new game, and I think the first two episodes are probably the funniest ones we've done because we was just like running around daffy the whole time because we didn't know what we were doing. So it's cool to do that kind of stuff. I like doing the joint stuff, especially with Rima because she's the first person I ever actually spoke to on the Rooster Teeth site as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's had that kind of come round where and like you were saying about how did you start doing things in the community? I literally put a post out because I was really shy, like to the point of being cripplingly shy,
Yep.
and I wanted to overcome that. And I decided to put a post out saying, "Hey, does anyone want to play Minecraft?" And the first person to respond to that was Rima, and she said, "Yeah, cool." And then another guy responded to it as well. So we all just got together on Xbox one night and played Minecraft for a few hours, and that's how me and Rima got started in terms of content creation, I suppose. So, and that was nearly 4 years ago now. So only 3 years ago now. Sorry. So yeah, and then we did IMU, and that kind of came about through us wanting to do Minecraft game nights, not recorded ones, just people to join us and have fun. That's how we met Raf and Drew, and that's how IMU came together. And then obviously Josh came in on that in the very early parts of it, and then Josh and Drew left, and then it came to the point where me and Rima left as well. So yeah, so it's kind of it's been like a long transition, but in terms of content creation, if I knew I was going to be where I am now to where I was back then, I'd be pretty scared because I didn't know I would still be doing it at this point and to the extent I'm doing it now. So yeah,
So you mentioned quite a few things there.
yes,
Firstly, the Three Lives You're Dead series, which is one of my favourite things that you've put out. It's just a lot of fun to watch because they're not necessarily long videos,
no,
but
and I always fail.
It's a really cool concept. Really,
There's no good times in those because I never do anything good.
yeah. So
I always fail.
Yeah, so you just assign yourself 3 lives, and once
Yes.
they're up, you stop playing the game, and that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Well,
literally.
I think my favourite one's the Halo 2 video. We're just like, let's get this going. Did you do
It didn't
Halo
last
2?
long.
Yeah.
It was either Halo 1 or Halo 2 because I remember Carly just riling me for it because I lost 2 lives in about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I think
so I wasn't happy with that.
I was like, oh, that's so fun.
But the unfortunate thing is I don't do that anymore. So
Yeah.
I kind of had to put it on the back burner. If I ever do go back to doing because I don't want to have my own kind of single stuff. And when I say single, I mean just me doing it myself.
Yeah.
I don't want that kind of gameplay stuff on the channel where the stuff that gets the views on our channel is actually the stuff we do together mostly.
Yeah.
So we want to stick to that dynamic. I would like to do more stuff kind of on my own because there's kind of more freedom to do stuff, and maybe I'll just set up my own other little channel and do that on the side project maybe beginning of next year. But nothing will ever stop me doing Hobgoblins, so because I love doing it too much, so it's too much of a laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what kind of content do you put out on the Hobgoblins channel?
I mean, the main ones we do, we really wanted to do the convention stuff, which was really important to us, which is why I was so bummed out that I missed out on MCM London this May, sorry, because I was literally 4 weeks away and I had to give up at 4 weeks from the point of leaving because I couldn't afford my hotel, and at the time I was still unemployed, which made it worse. So Rima went and recorded, and obviously you helped as well. So which was handy. But yeah, Rima recorded a few bits there, and that was the kind of the direction we want to go to in terms of convention videos. And then I actually managed to go all the way up to Scotland in September. And Rima was kind enough to let me stay at her place for a couple of days, and we went down to Glasgow. She lives in Dundee, so it is a 2-hour coach drive from Dundee to Glasgow. Whereas you were lucky enough to stay in Glasgow. Yes. So, but after I got to meet you there as well, which was nice because it seemed like it was a long time coming. So
yeah, it was because we were supposed to meet up in May.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let's do other things, and then there was RVB UK, and it's like, oh, I couldn't make it to that. And
yeah,
but it was a long time coming, but it was awesome. It's like, yes,
yeah, exactly.
Finally, it's taken so long.
It was nice to obviously meet you, and obviously meet a lot of other people as well. And even with MCM Scotland being a smaller event compared to London, which London is huge as far as I've heard.
It was massive.
Yeah. But with Scotland being a small event, it still gave us a lot of learning opportunities because we actually managed to get a hold of a couple of press passes, which was nice because we could kind of not so much do what we wanted, but we had freedom to go around with the camera. So it was a really big learning curve. We know exactly what we want to do come MCM in October because that's the next one we're planning to go to. Okay. And we're even cosplaying.
Ooh.
Begrudgingly, me. Rima's really excited about it. She's already got half her stuff sorted.
I can imagine.
I, on the other hand, I'm doing it purely because I lost a bet. So, yay. But I will be cosplaying as well. But yeah, we're going to get a new camera as well. We're going to get some new equipment. We're going to stay in London for, I believe, the week. So we can do some other stuff on the side as well. But yeah, we know what we're doing. We know what our kind of powers are in terms of press passes. We're pretty confident we can get press passes again this time as well.
Yeah.
So
I saw quite a few people with press passes that just asked for them and they got them. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, it wasn't a particularly hard process, but you have to provide links as to what you do and things like that. And if it's a YouTube channel, what is it? Or if it's a blog, what is it? So we have to provide 6 of our best links and videos of work to prove that we weren't just there to get free tickets. And we were lucky enough to get them, but we didn't find out we got them until 3 days before I left for Scotland. So that was very much squeaky bum time there. But yeah, I mean the convention stuff's really exciting. It's exhausting, but it's really exciting stuff to do. So we want to do that. Rima Speed Arts, I always wanted to have that when we decided to do the new channel. I always wanted that incorporated somewhere because she does it so often and she's really good at it. And knowing that she has the iPad, I know that there's a record function on the app she uses to draw. So I said, just give it a try. We'll put the first one out and see what happens. And I think to date it's still...
Oh my god, that's awesome!
Yeah, I think to date it's still the highest video. The first one is still the highest view video out of the Speed Art so far, yeah. So yeah, I definitely wanted that in there. And we wanted to do kind of the gameplay mixed in as well. So and it's a good thing because Rima can do the... there's no pressure on Rima to do the Speed Arts. She can do them kind of as and when she wants to do them. And literally, if we're just doing a recording one night, she'd say, "Oh, I've got the speed up videos for you," and she would just bung me all the videos. I'll just put them all together in the editor and put some backing music to it. She's now started doing like a brief kind of voiceover bits in it as well now, which I think is enhance the videos a bit more as well, because it gives more reason as to why she's drawn it and that kind of thing there as well. So even like the stuff we're already doing is even seeing sort of small progression now there as well. I mean, beforehand our videos didn't even have what are called pre-rolls and post-rolls,
Yeah.
which is the bit at the beginning with the Machinima and the Hobgoblin's logo, and then the bit at the end with the subscribe button and the videos and stuff like that. Just little things like that can improve a video like massively. There as well, because it gives your audience more access to access other videos and playlists and things like that, which in turn gives you more views and hopefully you get more popular in your channel. So it's just doing those little things. So yeah, we're seeing small progression in loads of different areas, which is nice, and it's easy because I don't want it to be too particularly taxing because we're both fairly busy people. So anything that's majorly time consuming normally has to get knocked on the head. But yeah, we do kind of a few different bits of content as well. And then we got the Machinima, which I'm still working on at the moment. 2 episodes are done.
Yes.
But due to 2 computer crashes in 2 months, I've not been able to progress any further because I haven't got Microsoft Word at the moment because of the computer crash. And although Rima's mum, she very kindly offered me one, I've not been able to obtain the code to get it yet. So, which is my fault because I've not made myself available, which is a bit of a bummer. But which means I can't read the scripts, which means I can't do my voiceovers because I'm voicing the main character. So, which is a decision I immediately regret now because it's really hard to do voiceover work. So, I wish I'd actually given that to somebody else. But yeah, there's 2 episodes done of that, and as soon as I get Microsoft Word, I will be carrying on with that as well, because we're hoping to get at least 5 episodes done and released before Christmas, and then the other 5 after New Year. So
Okay, cool. What's the series called, Ash?
It's The Unfortunate Life of Joe. So it's our GTA 5 Machinima. It's been a long time. It's almost been about 9-10 months in the making now, but we had a huge delay of about 3 months in the middle where nothing happened. Because of other stuff happening. So we took a bit of a break on it. But as soon as we kind of got the new channel, Rima was like, "Right, we have to start doing this now." And I was like, "Okay, fine." So she's very directed as to what she wants to happen on the channel. It's good because I'm a floozy when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I just edit and upload. That's all I do really. So she's like the manager of everything, which is good because I'm so disorganized. So yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, she was the first guest on this, just because I was like, I was like on a whim. I was just like, Rima just recorded me, and she did. So like, luckily, she was like, okay, let's do things, and so got it organised and uploaded it the next day. And I was like, oh god, and it's don't think I've missed a week, apart from the week where I talked to myself for like 40 minutes. But yeah, it's
interesting.
Like it's always just like hearing people and just like being inspired by other people that I find. Great.
Yeah.
Like other people in the community, just like, oh yeah, they're really inspiring. Just like they're doing their own thing. Why don't I try and do my own thing and get things done? So yeah, it's always awesome to see other people do things. Yes, that inspires me as much as anything that you'd watch on the main RT channel.
Yeah, this is it. I mean, for us, despite how busy it makes us sometimes, although it's a lot kind of less busy now. Now we've kind of got a recording schedule where we record 2 times a week. Which is normally Monday nights and Thursday nights. Yeah, it's a lot easier to kind of work around that because then Rima can do, because obviously Rima's still technically studying at the moment, even though she's finished her degree. Because she's doing the post-grad stuff now, and she's still working towards her final kind of grading and exam at the end of next year, I think. So if she's got important work to do, I do not want to encroach on that in the slightest. So because that's a massively important thing. She spent the last 4 years of her life doing that. So it kind of works around that, and then works around obviously both of our work and stuff like that as well. But it's also keeping a steady stream of content coming out as well. So as long as we can get 1 upload a week out, then we're happy. So
yeah, cool. So something else I want to talk about, I guess, is Halo. So the Master Chief Collection's just come out. Have you been excited? And
I was until last night, and I couldn't get a damn multiplayer match.
Oh really?
And I've not been able to get one today either. So yeah, they've been. It's kind of widely known now, especially on Twitter, that 343 is getting a lot of, shall we say, constructive criticism, and that's putting it kindly.
Yeah.
But essentially, the matchmaking is, I'd say about 75% broken at the
Oh.
moment. Yeah, you can't, if you get into a match, you're lucky.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can take up to 3 hours to get one match. So
Oh.
yeah, and normally in the old, if you play, if I went into Halo 4, because I've still got my copy of Halo 4,
Yep.
if I went into that now on the 360, I could probably get a match within like a minute.
Oh yeah,
So
easily. I do
yeah,
that. I've been doing that recently quite a lot, and it's been fine.
yeah.
So
So I don't know exactly what's going on, but they issued an apology earlier today,
mhm.
saying we're really sorry and we completely understand the frustration. You guys deserve better and working day and night to try and get a patch out. There is actually supposed to be a patch released anytime now, to try and help with the matchmaking, because the matchmaking issue is their like number one priority, and
Yeah.
also achievements aren't popping either. I'm currently awaiting 8 achievements to pop because I've fulfilled the need for them. And on achievements, the thing I like about Xbox One now is that the achievements have progress bars
Yeah.
to say how much you've done. I've got 8 that are done, and it even says achievement done
Done.
unlocking, and it's just not unlocking. So
Oh.
I've got 8 achievements that are ready to go that just haven't popped yet.
Oh
So,
right.
and they're fixing that with another patch towards the weekend, I believe.
Oh right.
But playing, me and Carly, through our frustration, we did eventually play Halo 2 campaign co-op yesterday,
Wicked.
and that is, the HD remake of the game stuff itself is good. It's really good, but the main kind of the main kind of golden moment of that is the cutscenes, because the cutscenes have been completely redone by a studio called Blur Studios, and they are so good, so good. It's to the point of where if they made a film out of that cutscene, out of those CGI and all stuff like that, I would happily watch it because it looks so damn real. It's unbelievable. So yeah, and you can actually watch all the cutscenes they've done in the videos section on the Halo dashboard thing. So, but yeah, it's glorious to watch, and we were both sat there yesterday just giggling like little kids because every time a cutscene came on, we were like, "Oh, it's so good." So yeah, yeah. Apart from the matchmaking stuff, which is one of the main reasons why I bought the thing, but obviously the other main reason was it's all 4 games on one console,
Yes.
and I get to play campaigns. Nothing wrong with the campaigns. Campaigns are fine.
I haven't played the
So
Halo 2 or Halo 1 campaign, so I'm like really,
oh, you
really
should
looking
Halo.
forward to it.
Obviously start with Halo 1 because that's where the story begins, and plus you'll
Yeah.
get the
I don't
anniversary
know why I
edition.
said
So
Halo 2 first, to be honest.
that's because that's the main one they're doing this time. I think everyone's saying it first. So
Yeah.
this one's the one that's got Halo 2 is the 10-year anniversary one. This one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just like looking forward to getting that started at some point. And yeah, that should be fun. There's something about it that was in my head that I was going to say, but I absolutely can't remember for the life of me what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just gone from my brain. It's really frustrating.
Well, I think just sort of going back to the main issue, as the multiplayer is just the issue at the moment. As long as they get that sorted, it's fine. So there's nothing else wrong with anything else. It's purely the matchmaking that's the issue
Ah,
right now. So yeah.
cool. Right, I guess we've reached the point in the episode where I ask you to ask me a question. What do you want to know about me, basically?
I suppose it is wanting to know about you.
Okay.
The question I thought of, because you asked me to think of one at the beginning, and after
Yes.
hearing the kind of the examples you gave, I was like, I'm going to make it gaming related because you have
Okay.
just bought a PS4 and an Xbox One recently,
Yes.
which must have been hugely expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But you work full time, so you can earn it, so it's fine. The question I wanted to ask was, without public opinion swaying any of your decisions,
Mm-hmm.
whether they be controversial games or games that you particularly enjoyed that nobody else has enjoyed, what are your top 3 games that you like across any platform that you played, either PlayStation, Wii, Xbox?
What, top 3 of all time?
Top 3 of all time.
Time Splitters 2, which might be the greatest first-person shooter ever made. I'm
Is-
sure a lot of people would disagree with me.
No,
but
I did play that when it first came out, and I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I think
so.
it's easily one of my favorite. Well, like I'm saying, it's one of my favorite games of all time, and
Yeah.
I just think everything about that game is perfect. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The multiplayer really got me into playing multiplayer, and I'd have people around and we'd play 4-player split screen with 12 bots, and
Oh, I remember
it was just
that,
utter
yeah.
chaos, and it was just the most delightful game to play because it didn't matter if you won or lose, you're always going to have fun, and the computer could be good or bad, and they'd have a range of abilities. So like you'd always beat some of the bots, so that's okay. That felt great.
Exactly, yeah.
So that was just like easily the best first-person shooter that I've played, in my opinion.
It was a cracking game.
So well put together.
Yeah.
But I don't think I beat it on hard because I got to like the second to last level and I just couldn't make it through because I remember going through the game on hard and I'd know where I could get shot and where I'd pick up the health, and I'd like plan like everything ahead, and you'd need to know where all the enemies are because there are a lot of, you'd walk around a corner and you'd get shot, but you still need to pick health up at that point. So there's one point in like the first level where you're going through the Siberian base on the dam, and you need to avoid the health pack on the first time, and then when you're coming back, then you pick the health pack up. So I was just like, yeah, I had to, like, I still remember that now, and I don't know why, and it's been over 10 years since I played it probably. I'm just like.
So would you say that one is your third top favorite then? Are you doing it in like ascending rank orders?
That's number one.
Oh, that's number one.
Oh, that's time. Number 2 and 3 can be questionable. I'm going to say just one of the other ones is Crash Bandicoot 3, which is just the most fun platformer. That was one of the first games that I've played, and definitely one of the first ones that I completed. And you can get 105% in that game, so that's always a plus. You can over-complete the game. Good job on adding everything up there.
Yeah.
And the other one's probably Dark Souls, because I absolutely adore that game.
At some point, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah. So we've got one from the PlayStation 1 generation, the PlayStation 2 generation, and I guess the PlayStation 3, but I played on 360 generation.
Yeah.
Dark Souls has been the absolutely defining game for me for that generation of game consoles, because I just love how it's put together, and I could talk about it for hours. I already have. I'm not going to talk any more about it, but just know that game I absolutely adore. The thing that I'd forgotten about earlier when we were talking about Halo is that I was playing Halo 4 recently, and I got 17 achievements for 500 games to score, which are all the DLC ones because they're all bugged.
Yeah,
and then they all just unlocked.
They released a patch for it, and yeah, but I think on my Halo 4 I don't have that particular bit of DLC, so I didn't get the achievement pop. So
I got like 500 in one go. I was like, oh my god, what have I done? And everyone was like, oh god, because I was playing as a group, and everyone joined at the same time, so we played, and everyone's popped like as soon as we started.
Oh
my god, we've all just got hundreds of achievements.
I don't suppose you know which
gamer score even
DLC that was attached to at all. I cannot remember.
No, because I think I've just got all the DLC for that, and but I have no idea because I don't even know the names of the different map packs and which ones are related to it. So I don't really pay attention to that. Like if they're like, oh, we're bringing out DLC as a whole bunch of DLC.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, I'll just get all of it.
I was gonna say that's
even DLC at all. So it's like I don't really pay attention to what's in each one.
That's pretty much like me. It's like, oh, there's a new map pack coming out. Bye. So I just never read into it. I was like, I'll just get it. It's fine.
Yeah. And now there's like over 100 maps to play. Oh god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, once you can get on them, yeah.
Yeah, once you can get on them, I suppose.
Yeah. But so by the time you actually get around to playing it properly, they would have fixed it by then. So you have to go through the 2 days of torment that me and Carly have been through.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting to it at least until the weekend. And it's just, I'm just like, oh god, it takes so long. Yeah. Anyway, Ash, why don't you promote yourself away? Where can we find you on the Rooster Teeth site? I guess maybe on Twitter and on YouTube on your Hobgoblins channel.
Yeah. On Rooster Teeth, I am simply SpartanAsh. It's similar on Twitter. It is SpartanAsh343. The only reason it's not the same on Rooster Teeth is because I haven't got around to changing it yet. But yeah, it's the same pretty much everywhere else, really. Gamer tag and everything like that. The Hobgoblins is just go onto the search bar on YouTube and just type in the Hobgoblins. Will come straight up. And obviously, if you want to watch some videos and subscribe, obviously, then please do. But yeah, that's about it, really. So.
Cool, excellent. Well, thank you very much, Ash, for being my guest.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me.
No problem at all. And with that, thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.